Hello students, welcome back to Organic Chemistry. In the last lecture, we have seen how to name the cyclic compounds, especially the alicyclic compounds. In this video, let's learn how to name the aromatic compounds. Aromatic compounds are the one which are behaving like benzene. So here I have taken some benzene derivative molecules. So let's start naming these molecules. The first molecule is benzene. Students, remember, in benzene, either you can write alternative double single bond like this, or you can even write a hybrid structure of the benzene like this. Both are correct. Now, there is a substituent on the benzene, that is methyl. Therefore, you can call this as methyl benzene. Methyl benzene. The common name of this molecule is toluene. So that is also widely accepted. So it's called as toluene. That is the common name. The substituent here is ethyl. Therefore, you are going to call this as ethyl benzene. The next molecule is having isopropyl as a substituent. Therefore, you can call this as isopropyl benzene, which is also known as cumene. It's popularly known as cumene. Now, the functional group in this molecule is halogen, that is chlorine. Therefore, you are going to call this as chlorobenzene. If there is fluorine, call it as fluorobenzene. So, bromine, bromobenzene, iodobenzene. So, basically, halobenzene for these set of molecules. Now, you don't call this as hydroxybenzene. We call this molecule as phenol. Commonly, it's known as phenol. The functional group for the next molecule is an aldehyde. Therefore, you are going to call this as benzaldehyde. Benzaldehyde. The next molecule here, it's nothing but, see here, this is a phenyl. Now, this becomes a substituent. And what about this? It's ethanone. Therefore, it's known as phenyl ethanone. But most of the time, this molecule is popularly known as acetophenone. This is very, very common. So the functional group here is ketone. Therefore, the name is ending with -one in both the cases. You see here, the benzoic acid is having functional group carboxylic acid. Therefore, benzoic acid. Next, we have ester. So in ester, the general name is alkyl alkanoid. So which is the alkyl part here? Methyl is the part here. CH3, right? So first you name that methyl. And what about this? This group is known as benzoate, derived from the benzoic acid. So benzoate. O8 refers to it's an ester. The next functional group here we have is acid chloride. Therefore, the name of the molecule is benzoyl chloride. Because for the acid chlorides, the general name is alkanoyl chloride. So the alkanoyl part here is benzoyl. So benzoyl chloride. The next functional group what we have here is an amide. Therefore, you can call this as benzenamide. Benzenamide. Students, remember, when it comes to the nomenclature of the molecules, there is no substitute for this. You have to remember and keep memorizing the names of the molecules. And whenever you come across some molecules, try to name them. By that way, you're going to learn how to name the new molecules. Now, for the first molecule, the functional group is nitro. Therefore, you're going to call this as nitrobenzene. The second molecule, the functional group here is amine. Therefore, you can also call this as aminobenzene, or it's usually called as aniline. Aniline. Now, here the cyanide is a functional group. Therefore, you can call this as cyanobenzene or benzonitrile. Benzonitrile. Nitrile refers to the cyanide group. For the next molecule, you see SO3H, that is nothing but sulfonic acid. Therefore, you can call this as benzene sulfonic acid. Here we have ether as a functional group. Therefore, you can call this as methoxybenzene, or the common name of this molecule is anisole. Either methoxybenzene or anisole. Both are correct. For the next molecule, which is a hydrocarbon, and you see there is a double bond. So this molecule is popularly known as styrene, or you can call this as phenylethene. Phenylethene or styrene. For the next set of molecules, you see the two benzene rings are fused. That means what? They are bicyclic, tricyclic, and here also it is a tricyclic. So for these molecules, at least you should know the names of the molecules. So this is naphthalene, and this is anthracene, and this one, I think you can look for the name of this molecule and you can comment it in the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. Until next time.